Hey, quiet warriors. Let me tell you something quietly, something most people never see until it is too late. The most dangerous person in your life will never look dangerous at first. They won't shout. They won't argue. They won't glare at you from across the room. No. The person who truly wants to destroy you usually smiles. They stay calm. They stay friendly. They stay close enough to observe you, but far enough that you never question their presence. And that's what makes them so dangerous. You don't see them coming. Hatred is easy to spot. Anyone can recognize anger, jealousy, or envy. But destruction, the kind that aims for your stability, your peace, your reputation, or even your safety, comes dressed differently. It comes dressed in patience, in politeness, in attention, in silence. And that silence is where the real danger hides. But listen carefully. This video is not about fear. It is about awareness. It is about becoming the kind of person who sees clearly, moves wisely, and protects their peace without letting paranoia control their decisions. Marcus Aurelius said, "If anyone can show me I am thinking in error, I will gladly change. For I seek the truth, which harms no one." The truth you're about to hear does not harm you. It protects you. Most people walk through life believing that danger announces itself. That enemies reveal themselves. That the people who dislike you will show their dislike clearly. But life does not work that way. Not always. Because some people do not want to just dislike you. They want to dismantle you. Quietly. Slowly. Strategically. And the worst part is, they often blend in perfectly with the people you trust. What you are about to hear are the signs, not the obvious ones, but the quiet ones. The subtle behaviors that reveal a person who doesn't just hate you, but wants to see your downfall. Someone who isn't content with you failing temporarily, but wants you weakened permanently. This video is not meant to make you scared. It is meant to make you alert. Calmly alert. Stoic alert. The kind of awareness that helps you move through the world with power, not paranoia. Because in the end, the Stoic does not fear people's intentions. The Stoic studies them, understands them, and protects their peace without losing their own character. Seneca said, "The one who injures you does wrong, but the greater wrong is done by the one who allows himself to be injured." Awareness is how you stop allowing harm to reach you unnoticed. So before we go any further, take a quiet breath. Because what you're about to hear might bring some faces to mind, faces you've ignored, excused, or trusted too quickly. If that happens, don't panic. Don't jump to conclusions. Simply listen with clarity. These signs are not here to judge people. They are here to help you understand patterns. And if you value self-protection, wisdom, and calm strength, then stay with this message and support the channel Stoic Quiet Strength by subscribing, because you need consistent reminders of who you are becoming. A person who sees, understands, and moves with power in silence. Now let's begin, because once you understand these signs, you will never mistake a threat for a friend again. Sign 1. The Quiet Watcher. The first and most unsettling sign is not loud at all. It's someone who watches you more closely than they should. Not out of admiration. Not out of interest. But out of calculation. They appear in places where you didn't expect them. They know details about you that you do not remember sharing. They pay attention to your schedule, your habits, your routines, but they do it silently. They don't ask openly. They observe. Someone who hates you will avoid you or confront you. Someone who wants to destroy you studies you. They memorize your patterns, your weak points, your frustrations, your daily rhythm. They know when you are alone. They know when you are distracted. They know when you are vulnerable. And the scariest part is that they often hide behind politeness. They pretend it's coincidence. They pretend it's friendliness. They pretend they're just paying attention. But the truth is, attention without closeness is rarely innocent. Epictetus warned, appearances are deceptive. And if the mind does not train itself, it will often call what is harmful, good. You may mistake this attention for care, but it is often surveillance. And surveillance is the groundwork of harm. If someone always seems to know where you are, what you're doing, or how your life is moving, especially when you never gave them that level of access, don't ignore that discomfort. Your discomfort is not overthinking. It is recognition. Someone who wants to destroy you watches you quietly first. Because knowledge is their weapon. Sign 2. The subtle saboteur. This second sign is harder to spot because it doesn't show up in your face. It shows up behind your back. A person who wants to destroy you will not always attack you directly. They will attack the way people see you. They will quietly shift how others think about you, how they trust you, how they interpret your actions. And they will do it in a way that makes you look like the problem, even when you've done nothing wrong. They don't spread obvious lies. That would be too easy to trace. They plant doubts, small comments, gentle suggestions, harmless-sounding observations. They make people wonder if you're actually as stable as you appear. They make your friends wonder if you're hiding something. They make your coworkers question your competence. They never accuse. They imply. And implication is far more dangerous. These people understand something most do not. You don't have to destroy a person directly if you can destroy their support system. You don't have to attack them physically if you can isolate them emotionally. And the terrifying thing is that most people fall for this technique without noticing. Because when someone speaks softly, calmly, and gently questions your character, others see it as concern, not malice. Seneca said, "A sword never kills anybody, it is a tool in the killer's hand." In the same way, rumors do not destroy people by accident. They destroy people because someone used them deliberately. You might start noticing strange behavior from people who used to trust you. Someone becomes distant. Someone stops inviting you to things. Someone hesitates before believing your side of a story. Then another. Then another. And by the time you realize what's happening, the saboteur has already woven a quiet narrative around you. This type of person does not hate you. Hate would be too honest. They want something more than your discomfort, they want your collapse. And they know that the easiest way to collapse a person is to collapse their relationships first. If you sense this happening, stay calm. Do not chase the rumors. Do not defend yourself loudly. Marcus Aurelius advised, the best answer to anger is silence. Let your actions speak. Let your character reveal itself. Truth does not need panic. It only needs time. And if someone seems to be the center of multiple misunderstandings, conflicts, and shifting perceptions around you, pay attention. These patterns are rarely random. They are coordinated. Sign 3. The sudden loyal friend. The third sign is one of the most deceptive, and one of the most emotionally confusing. It's the person who suddenly appears in your life with intense friendliness, attention, and warmth, too soon, too deeply, and too personally. And you might think, but isn't loyalty a good thing? It is. But forced loyalty, exaggerated loyalty, accelerated loyalty, those are not genuine. They are strategic. Someone who wants to gain access to you will do whatever it takes to disarm your caution. They will present themselves as your confidant. They will listen closely. They will sympathize with your stress. They will encourage you to open up. But no one becomes that invested in your emotions that quickly without a reason. And that reason is rarely innocent. Epictetus said, "Try not to exhibit your emotions." Do not trust the person who seems too eager to know your mind. Because genuine friendship grows slow. It grows from shared experiences, not sudden intensity. When someone pushes closeness without history, they are not building connection. They are building access. A person who wants to destroy you needs two things: information and vulnerability. And the fastest way to collect both is to pretend they care more about you than anyone else. They will mirror your personality. They will share secrets to make you share yours. They will remember everything you say and bring it back later so you feel understood. But none of this is genuine connection. It is data collection. And once they have enough, they won't need your trust anymore, they will need your weakness. Marcus Aurelius warned that people often act out of motives they hide even from themselves. So imagine someone who is fully aware of their motives, how much more dangerous do they become? If someone becomes close to you too quickly, too intensely, and too personally, pause. Kindness is good. Openness is good. But wisdom protects good people from dangerous intentions. Not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. And not everyone who listens to you wants to help. Sometimes, the person who wants to destroy you first becomes the person you trust the most. Sign 4. The gradual boundary breaker. Another sign, and one that people often explain away, is the person who repeatedly crosses small boundaries and waits to see how you react. They test you. Not with big moves, but small ones. A comment that feels slightly disrespectful. A joke that seems off. A request that feels too personal. A question that goes too deep. A touch that's too familiar. A moment that feels uncomfortable. They are watching to see what you tolerate. Because what you tolerate becomes their green light. Someone who wants to destroy you does not begin with a major violation. They begin with a tiny one. And if you let it slide, they push further. If you stay silent, they push deeper. They study your reactions, not to understand you, but to measure the limits of what they can get away with. Seneca said, "The mind should never be forced. What is allowed too often becomes expected." And this is exactly how dangerous people think. They escalate slowly, so slowly that you don't notice the pattern until it is too late. If you feel your boundaries being tested repeatedly, not once, not twice, but consistently, that is not personality. That is not friendliness. That is not misunderstanding. That is a pattern. And patterns reveal intention. Pay attention to people who ignore your discomfort. Because if someone is willing to cross small boundaries with confidence, they are capable of crossing larger ones with ease. Sign 5. The emotional escalator. Now comes one of the most dangerous behaviors, because it hides behind confusion. A person who wants to destroy you strategically increases the intensity of their actions over time, not suddenly, but gradually. They start with comments. Then small acts of disrespect. Then passive-aggressive remarks. Then uncomfortable jokes. Then controlled anger. Then subtle threats disguised as humor. Each step prepares you for the next one. Each escalation feels only slightly worse than the last, so you start convincing yourself it's not a big deal. But that gradual increase is not random. It is intentional. People who want to destroy others rarely show their full darkness at the beginning. They test your reactions. They measure your fear. They watch how easily you brush things off. And once they see that you tolerate their behavior, they begin to reveal more of their true intentions. Epictetus taught, "The soul is dyed by the thoughts you allow." This means the more you excuse harmful behavior, the more your mind normalizes it. And someone who wants to destroy you understands this. Their goal is to stretch your tolerance until you no longer recognize how far the situation has drifted from what is normal. Maybe they suddenly raise their voice in a way that feels unnecessary. Maybe they slam something near you and laugh it off. Maybe they bring up disturbing scenarios as jokes. Maybe they touch your belongings without permission. Maybe they invade your personal space under the excuse of humor or closeness. It's never enough for you to call the police or confront them seriously, but enough to unsettle your spirit. And unsettling your spirit is exactly the point. This kind of person wants you unbalanced. They want your nervous system tense. They want your reactions unpredictable. Because when you are emotionally unstable, you are easier to manipulate, easier to intimidate, and easier to destroy. If someone's behavior keeps increasing in intensity while they pretend nothing is wrong, take it seriously. Healthy people do not test your fear. Healthy people do not enjoy watching you uncomfortable. And healthy people do not escalate behavior to see how much you will tolerate. Sign 6. The patient planner. This is the sign most people never see until everything has already fallen apart. A person who wants to destroy you does not always act immediately. Some people wait. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait until you trust them. They wait until your guard drops. They wait until you become comfortable. They wait until you reveal important information. They wait until your environment shifts in their favor. Marcus Aurelius said, "Time is like a river made up of events. The things that come to us drift by." Someone who wants to harm you understands this river better than most. They do not move against the current. They move with it. They wait for the moment in your life when you are distracted, when you are overwhelmed, when you are dealing with other challenges. Then they strike, not out of emotion, but out of opportunity. These individuals often seem harmless. They greet you normally. They act friendly. They offer help. They stay neutral. Nothing about them suggests danger. But beneath that calm exterior is someone gathering information, waiting for a situation where your defenses are down and their actions will land with maximum damage. They study your weak points. They watch who you trust. They observe your routine. They note when you travel, when you're alone, when you're stressed. And they create a plan, not driven by emotion, but by calculation. This sign is the deadliest because it hides behind patience. Not everyone who is calm is safe. Some are calm because they have already decided what they're going to do, they're simply waiting for the perfect moment. If someone in your life seems strangely invested in your timing, your movements, or your patterns, but not invested in your well-being, be cautious. Observation is harmless when paired with care. But when paired with detachment, it becomes strategy. Sign 7. The selective kindness. One of the signs that appears in subtle, quiet ways is selective kindness. This is when someone shows you help, sympathy, generosity, or warmth, but only in moments that benefit them. They are kind when it makes them look good. They are supportive when it gives them access. They are helpful when it earns trust. But when you truly need something, they disappear. When you are struggling, they go silent. When something goes wrong for you, they observe instead of stepping in. This is not inconsistency. This is calculation. Seneca said, "We are deceived because we want to be." Sometimes we want people to be good so badly that we ignore the ways they only show goodness when it serves them. Selective kindness is not kindness at all. It is manipulation dressed in softness. Someone who wants your downfall will treat you well only when you are least guarded. They use kindness to lower your defenses, then disappear when you need real support. And the moment you stop being useful to them, their warmth ends. Look closely at people whose kindness has timing. Timing reveals intention. Sign 8. The controlled distance. Another subtle sign is the person who keeps just enough distance to avoid accountability, yet stays close enough to influence your life. They never fully enter your world, but they never fully leave either. They hover. They check in strategically. They appear when something significant is happening. They disappear when responsibility is required. They keep you guessing, never letting you understand where you stand with them. This is not emotional inconsistency. This is control. A person who wants to destroy you without being obvious must keep a safe distance, because closeness creates evidence, and distance creates mystery. And mystery is where manipulation hides. They want access without responsibility. Influence without commitment. Information without reciprocity. They want to observe your life without allowing you to observe theirs. And the more confused you become, the more power they gain. Marcus Aurelius taught, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. But someone who wants your downfall doesn't live by clarity or truth. They live by ambiguity. They use uncertainty as a tool. They cloud your intuition. They keep you emotionally imbalanced. And when the time comes to cause harm, they do it from a comfortable distance where they can always deny involvement. Someone who stays close enough to watch but far enough to escape accountability is not neutral. They are strategic. The truth is, most people will never see these signs. They assume darkness always looks like anger. They assume danger always shows its teeth. They assume that someone who wants to destroy them will look like an enemy. But real enemies rarely look like enemies. Real danger rarely announces itself. And the person who wants your downfall often walks in quietly, speaks softly, blends in easily, and waits patiently. But now you see what others miss. You see the patterns. You see the subtle shifts. You see the strange timing. You see the controlled distance. You see the quiet observation. You see the calculated kindness. You see the escalation that once felt like coincidence. You see the masks people wear, not to protect themselves, but to get closer to you without being recognized. And awareness changes everything. Epictetus said, "A man should so live that his happiness depends as little as possible on external things." Your awareness protects you not by making you fearful, but by making you independent. You no longer rely on assumptions. You rely on clarity. You rely on observation. You rely on inner strength. You rely on a calm mind that sees through noise. Marcus Aurelius taught that human beings will behave according to their nature, and it is not your job to fix their nature. It is your job to protect your peace. Once you recognize harmful patterns, you do not have to confront violently. You do not have to argue. You do not have to make accusations. You simply adjust. You distance yourself quietly. You guard your plans. You protect your information. You maintain your boundaries. You move differently. That is what Stoic quiet strength truly means, moving with wisdom, not fear. Moving with intention, not emotion. Moving with silence, not noise. Because the strongest person in any room is not the loud one. It's the one who sees clearly. The one who chooses calmly. The one who walks away without explaining. The one who understands that not every threat deserves a reaction, but every threat deserves awareness. Seneca said, "The one who has prepared himself for the worst has robbed misfortune of its power." By understanding these signs, you have already taken back your power. You can't control who wants to harm you. But you can control who gets access to you. Who earns your trust? Who gets close to your thoughts? Who stays in your space? And when you move with this awareness, people cannot destroy you. They cannot manipulate you. They cannot isolate you. They cannot weaken you. Because you no longer live in blindness. You live in clarity. So if someone came to mind as you listen to these signs, don't panic. Don't confront them emotionally. Don't accuse. Don't create drama. Simply step back and observe. Let their patterns reveal the truth. Because harmful people always reveal themselves when you stop explaining away their behavior. And if nothing else, let this message remind you of who you are becoming. A person who sees quietly. A person who thinks deeply. A person who moves wisely. A person who understands the power of silence. A person who cannot be fooled by smiles or softness or sudden loyalty. A person who knows that peace is not given, it is protected. Don't forget to take a moment, support this space by subscribing if you haven't already, and keep choosing wisdom over chaos. Because remember this, the world may hide its threats behind smiles, but a disciplined mind sees through the mask every time. And when you learn to see clearly, no one, not even the quietest enemy, can destroy you. This is Stoic quiet strength, power in silence.